Hello, everybody again. Hope everybody had a good week. And yeah, World Series Game 1 tonight. That's the date we're at. Um, Hope the video made sense from last week. Basically, what we talked about, so let me switch down, was basically the movement of the second finger. So I hope it was helpful. The tune was last week the Lilting Banshee in A minor. This week I'm gonna break down a tune called The Volunteer, which is in the key of G. And yeah, I'll play it. Just play it regularly, and then I'll just break it down. Okay, so basically what I'd like to talk about are a few things. Just again, the movement of the second finger comes into this tune. And now, as I kind of said about last week, I could play this tune and not move any fingers, but it loses an awful lot. I mean, I could do the same with the second part. So the movement of the second finger here, what it does is it leaves the pinky, small finger, available for cuts. To do cuts, which are kind of a great ornamentation in, I think, in any tune. And it also allows me to do triplet and cuts. And I want to talk about a triplet as well. And just briefly touch on rolls. So, first part of the tune. So basically what I do, I start on the D. So actually just the key of G for anybody. G, A, B, C natural, D, E, F sharp. All right, I'm not going to get into the correct way of fingering the key of G. There's quite a few ways. There is a very simple way which kind of leads to bad fingering in tunes, I think, so I won't even go into it. All right, so the tune. What I do here is I move from second finger from the E to the G. That's going to give me an opportunity in a few notes to do a cut on the D. Sorry, that cut was on the C. So C, and then cut that C with the E. Okay, now if I hadn't moved that finger, that pinky was going to be on the C. And it's not I don't think it's great fingering to move one finger in that fashion. So also it gives me, I prefer doing rolls with my second finger as the anchor finger for the roll. I'm not a big fan of doing rolls with my anchor finger as the third finger. That's just I'm just not totally comfortable doing that. And when I'm playing a tune fast, I twice prefer to have the second finger on the anchor note. But to get the second finger on the anchor note, you have to have it there. So you have to get it into place in a in a kind of, in a smooth fashion. So by moving the finger from the E to the G, it also allows me to get to that G. So how I do my rolls, I do them in a triangle. I hold the first note and the last note, and the two in between, they really have to be, they can't be mushy. First finger has to really come up from the anchor note before the second. So move the second finger. Fingers in place for the roll. Sorry. Now, at the end of 4 bars, at the beginning of the 5th bar, normally tunes go back to the very way that they were started in bar number 1. So it's a good idea to have your fingers back in the same position. So to do that, I also move my finger back from the G to the E. So I started off moving from the E to the G. So I also move the same finger back from the G to the E. And that leaves my fingers in the same position as when I started the tune. And then that's the end of the first part. Start of the second part. See a lot of students, and they just play the note where their fingers fall naturally. So that's where the natural fall is. It's natural to fall on the 3rd finger on the B or on the A. I see a lot of students, and they just play they play the button that the finger naturally falls on. And what happens most times is that they run out of fingers. So a little bit of it's kind of like you have to work out, it's like a little math problem really. You work out where the tune is going and what fingers should be in what place to get the maximum benefit from ornamentations in tunes, or putting in cuts or rolls or grace notes. So if I stretch down to my 2nd finger instead of just naturally playing this 3rd finger, it allows me again to do that cut. And then when that pinky is available again, I can do a triplet. So that triplet was D, F, D, D. Or I'll see a lot of people might do the pull E, D, the pull E. I normally do, and this is a matter of choice, I think I normally do the button that's underneath, directly underneath, rather than on the outside row for a quick triplet like that. Oh, sorry. Alright, so that's the tune finished basically. And now back to the first part. Right there. I just put in 3 quick link-up notes, a link-up triplet basically, to get back to the first part instead of going, which is a matter of choice. Again, sometimes I might do that, but sometimes I will go. Now, what I do, for me doing a triplet on this, coming down the keyboard in decrease in pitch, is I normally do with my 2nd finger. So take the G for example, And then I'll go to the outside row, which is the F sharp, with my first finger. I'll cross down to my second finger again for the E. So then it's really, because it's more, I think it's more punchy than, and also it's better finger position. Right, so it's great exercises. Right, or the other way. The other way I normally use my second and third fingers if I'm going up in pitch, but that's for another day. So so that triplet there just helps matters out. And so the whole tune. Okay, so I hope that was of help. Have a great week, and I will see you next week, hopefully. So remember, life is good. Thank you.